Okay, let's start with the loops part. So loop is you can say is a content statement till the condition is true. So same like take an example, if you switch on a fan, till time we'll switch off the fan, fan will get rotated. So similarly, same condition can be applied in the coding part, and you can implement this with using while and for loops. So we are in two loops in Python, having the same feature as other language is having. Let's go ahead with this first one is while one. So let's take an example. I am having one variable with the name of a having value 1. So I say I have to run a loop till a is less than 10 and want to print the value of a. So if I run it, these two lines it go for infinity or unless you stop the program manually, because we haven't given any increment. So every time I will get a value of a as a 1, so it will be an infinity loop. So to avoid this, we are in the option of incrementing values. So loop would be having 3 things. If you include initialization, it will be 4 things. First and foremost in initialization, if you are working with the while loop. Then second one is condition, loop body, and then incremental decrement. So it will give you 1 to 9, because we had given less than 10. Less than 10 means up to 10. So till the time it's less than 10, it will keep on rotating. So if I do like this, if I write this code, say likewise, say a is equal to 1, say while a is less than 10, and I'll say a equal to a plus 1, I'll say printing. Now what's the difference? So now because I'm doing increment first, then I'm going for printing. So rather than starting from 1, it starts from 2 and keep going up to 10, up to 9. But because it's incrementing first before printing, it go for 10. Let's see. So it'll start from 2 because we are incrementing first, then before go for printing. So that's normal rotation. Depending on your situation, the positioning of incremental statement, it decide and generate an output. And primarily we are in a few keywords which we'll be using. Say I say if a is equal to 5, I say let's continue. So what's a continue? Continue is a keyword which asks loop to skip the next available statement and go to starting of the loop. You can notice one thing, this currently we are having 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 continuously up to 10. So if I say a equal to 5 and say continue, continuous, it skips the next statement if a is 5. So I won't be having 5 in my printing. Let's see, I run it. So 5 has been gone. So continue means we are skipping subsequent statements. Sometimes it's happened we require to skip few things. So in that case, we do have option of skipping things if you put a specific condition before continue. Next statement which we are currently using, next statement you can say next keyword we are using. So I say 8, if a is 8, I say break. Break means you are saying you are stopping your loop. So up to 8 it will go. If a is 8, it stop here only, don't go for printing. So if you put break, it stop there only, it terminate the loop. But in continuous, it won't terminate the loop, it skip the statement only. That's basic thing. Along with this, we are having one statement pass, but it doesn't help you in most of the cases. So I say if is 3, that's say pass. Pass is just a placeholder. It won't do anything. It's generally used for putting his keyword indicating that we need to pass some statement there in future. That's normal similar. It doesn't change any output. That's a normal placeholder. We generally don't go for this, but for knowledge per se, I'm just putting it here. Same parallelly. So if we take an example of other loop, that is for loop. For loop generally we prefer for the list operations, for collections only. So for example, suppose I'm having a list stating let's say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'm having 5 entries with me. I want to traverse this list via loop. Traverse me, I want to print Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in individual rows. So I say for traversing, I can go for while and for both. Let me see. Let me explain you the things. So I say I am having one variable a, which is 0. I say while a is less than the length of list, which is nothing but a 5. And then I'll say let's print ls I position. So let me show you the a position also. A position of ls, which is 0, 1, 2, and subsequently I am incrementing a value. Sunday 0 and subsequently index wise I am getting a data. So this is the 4-line code. I can do same thing in 2-line code for a, or you can say any value. So let it be a only in ls print a. So rather than giving the initialization, condition, increment, so many things there. So in for loop we are having 2 statements very categorical specified. On right side of in, we are saying a collection should be there, and from where we are traversing data one after another. It gets stopped automatically whenever the collection get completed or reach at the end of the element. And on left side of the in, we are having one variable will be which would be treated as a temporary placeholder for traversing the list. So whenever you traverse the list, it keep the data on the a during the looping cycle. So during the looping cycle, if data is an a, then I can go for printing. So whenever you have collection, I prefer you should go for for loop rather than going to while. But it doesn't mean we cannot use while. But while is primarily used for very any user-defined conditions, like greater than, less than, and any specific things are there which need to be there for user-defined conditions satisfaction. But if you're traversing a collection only, then I prefer you should go for loop. That's the primary things. So if you take an example, say I'll say I'm making. I would like to have one statement where I should get output like this. It's a classic example which generally we do have while we learn C, C++, and basic terminologies and looping part. So we being asked to perform this thing to validate our looping concepts. So if you are good to go making this type of stars permutation, then it means that you have logical understanding of the looping concepts. So in Python, it's very easy, or repetition of values. So let me start with the while. Let me go for the while first. So I'm saying I'm having one variables, let's say a1, while I say a is less than, I say up to 5 I have to go. I say print, I say I have to repeat the star, so I say a. So you can notice this thing because in Python, this multiplication operator will result in the repetition of a string. So if I say value multiplied by 2, if the value is a string, it repeats the values. Let me show you the case first. So I say hi, I'll say 3. I'll give it 3 highs. So I'm using the same concept here. Depending on loop, I'm prompting it on the print statement. So if a is 1, it prompting me once. If a is 2, it's prompting twice. Then subsequently, it's prompting my output. That's a normal case. So I'm getting this part of my output, and this I'm going for -1. So I'll go for this while say let me reinitialize it because it is already one value higher. So a is 1 while a is greater than 0. Let's go ahead. I'll say print, same statement which I done next to while a. Showing a is just for my curiosity. That's it. Is not required for making an output. I minus 1. Let's see the output. So subsequently we'll get the data. So we had missed something. What while spelling up. Okay, spelling mistake was there. That's a classic example. In for loop, we can do the same thing. Before that, we need to understand the one thing, that is range. A range is a class, you can say, for getting me the series of data, series of continuous value in the mathematical order or in the numeric order, you can say. So I say range, I'll say let's say 10, and give me a range of 0 up to 10. So for visibility per se, I'm converting it to list. So it is giving me 0 to 9. So if you do anything, say let me print it so that I can have multiple output there. A list, a range, I'll say start from 2, go up to 10. Now see the difference. Rather than starting from 0, it go from 2. Then if you say I want to give the steps, skip few values, I'll say let's skip 3, 3. So first argument is starting position. Second argument is up to, third argument step. Same we did in the list slicing. So we can use this concept in the for loop for making the same output. So I'll go for I in range. I'll go for first. I'll go for up to 1 to 5. I don't want to start with 0. I want to start with 1. So let me copy this statement. Oh, something else. So start to be repeated till the I, multiple of I. So this is normal. The same thing which we did in the while case. For giving negative 1, so we can do like this, same like we did in list part. So it says to start with 3 and go up to 0. To make sure I have to go for -1, otherwise it won't work, because it won't go in negative incremental or decremental until it is negative. So that's a normal approach. So we had same plenty of line of code while using for loop. So it's completely on you which loop you prefer. Depending on case to case, you will take a call what option you prefer and what option you will go for. That's a basic fundamental. Break, continue, other things are there in for loop also. You can verify it very well. And parallelly, we are having one concept of list comprehensions. Under this comprehension, we can run for loop for traversing one list. Say let's take an example. Say I'm having one list, say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I have to get the only even number out of this, or let's say I have to add a 10 value in each of elements. 10 value in each of elements. I do have two options. Either I can go for this, and I have to store this output in a ls output, let's say. Then in that case I have to use output dot append v plus 10. In that case output would be there with incremental 10. But same thing we can do in single line of code. I'm just copying this list just for reference per se, otherwise it won't require. So I can run this loop as it is, say for a in ls inside the square bracket. You have to make sure. And we are saying whatever values I'm getting, let's have a 10 attach, 10 add into that. So this is the list comprehensions, means we are running loop inside the list only, and whatever value I'm getting a, it will get passed to the on your left, and you can do the validations, even though you can put a if and other things are there on the condition part. That's a normal case. So depending on condition, you can utilize the loops. So that's we are keeping here. We'll keep the next sections on different topic. You can always welcome to do your exercises on LMS.